Yo, I'm back. Bitches and bastards. Today we're here with some more Hollow Knight, Pantheon of Hollownest. So I just got back from doing a lot of revisions to my story. This isn't exactly something that everyone knows, but I'm interested in a lot of different things, a lot of different media, and big one is writing. I like writing stories, and I've had a specific story that I've technically been working on for over a decade at this point. Ever since my first imaginary friend as a child, I've fallen in love with these characters, not literally. And I never really wanted to get rid of them. I never stopped thinking about them. They were always like, these characters have some unique, interesting traits to them. Why not continue to use that? So for years I've been working with them in different contexts until I decided to turn them into something a little less juvenile as an imaginary friend, make an actual story around them. So I constructed this entire intricate world with all these different characters and ideas and motives and whatever. And over the years, I've refined it exclusively through world building. I hadn't done anything with the actual story writing until a couple of years ago, in which a very early draft of it involved the main character suddenly walking out of his house to find zombies inexplicably everywhere, which it made no sense. Almost everything in the story, other than the characters themselves, is inspired by something. Like, for instance, those zombies were inspired by this one very weird person that I once saw while I was walking to school, who had like a clicking noise, like a random clicking noise every time they took a step. Not even like that consistent. It was kind of random when the noise would like actually sound. So it gave me the idea of these clockwork zombies that I called TikToks until TikTok became a theme, an actual thing, and I was like, wow, I hate whatever that is. Let's instead just call them Talk. So I called them Talks. But then I realized that just having the character come out of his house one day, all of a sudden the entire world's gone to shit, it made no sense. There was no reasoning behind it, although it would get explained later. Wasn't explained then and there, and it was just like, why? This just doesn't make any sense. There's no reasoning behind it. So I changed it to something that I'm still kind of uncomfortable with, in all honesty. Which, real trigger warning here, like, no fucking joke. Like, this is actually kind of sensitive. He attempts... Well, he doesn't attempt, he does kill himself. The lead up to it is a little sudden for my liking, but I'm not entirely sure what to fill the space in before it happens, or how to better foreshadow that it's going to happen in the first place. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, that's just... I don't know, I've kind of gone off on a tangent here just about the story in general. Yeah, so far, that was the first chapter, right there. The first chapter revolved around him dying, either by a zombie apocalypse, or by suicide. And essentially, the dude would, after that happened, would end up in a new universe. His life didn't end when his life ended, if that makes any sense. He ended up in an entirely different reality where things were incredibly similar but different. For instance, his family, although in the current draft it's just his mother, were just gone. They weren't there anymore. No one he knew was there, his pets weren't there. Everything was unfamiliar. But there were new people, which are those imaginary friends that I mentioned. These people had, like, different powers or were generally supernatural in some way. The only exception being two characters, one which is the adoptive brother of two others, and another of which is just a random cyborg that was friends with everyone else. But he still kind of counts because his cybernetics are beyond what's humanly possible, or at least what should be humanly possible, because I don't think we're going to create weaponized lasers anytime soon. Yeah, his prosthetics are far beyond what humans have even thought of attempting to make it. So, after that initial, draft and that idea, I'd really kind of taken off with it recently, starting, it was this year, wasn't it? Holy crap. Starting this year, I've been, no, last year, but, like, this school year, I've been, really writing a lot of the story. I've gone from one chapter written, or at least a version of it written, to now I have 6.5 written. The shortest of which being 12 pages, and the longest of which so far being 25. So far we've got an 100, I think it's a 115 page book right now. Featuring all these characters that I've known for my entire life. Wow, shit. Okay. No, badness. Badness noises. So all these characters, even the villains, are really special. I've had these characters in my mind for years, and I'm just now getting the ability to share them with the world. These characters that I've been so proud of for so long. So I really want to get it right. So tonight I spent a good hour, maybe 2, going through the entire story. I know it's not that long, it's something. I spent an hour or 2 going through the entire story again, 100 pages. I'm trying to point out everything that was wrong with it and fix it. Because I've been really beating myself up over it recently. Just been like, oh god, everything in this is shit. I did everything wrong. Oh my god, and no one's gonna like this. No one's gonna understand it. And although I haven't had that many impartial people read it yet, because it's a pretty long read for something that's in such an early stage of, like, actually being written. You know, it's been technically in the works for over a decade if you count the characters. When they were made. yeah, it's kind of hard to find people who want to read a story like that and give precise, specific criticism and what can be changed. And the problem is, I did have somebody criticize it. Last time, I think at about this point in the fight, I actually mentioned someone, Riko Matsuo. He's a great artist. You should totally look at the shit. He makes some pretty good remixes of songs in this very game, too. I asked him to read through it, and he gave his legitimate commentary and his legitimate criticism. And I'm not to say that it was bad criticism, because it was very valid, but a lot of it, I didn't know how to change it, and I still don't. Like, it was fundamental problems with the way that I write. Which, I mean, now that I've edited some of the errors and fixed plot holes, it's probably a bit better, but this problem wasn't even with the part that had plot holes in it. It was just that the intro that introduces all the main characters, which at that point there were 7 of, I think. Yeah, 7. It was a lot to take in a short amount of time. Because I only gave them like 5 pages of introduction, like everyone, other than like 2 of them that had already been in the story before, Alexis and Cyrus. Cyrus being the main character, the human guy who ends up killing himself, and Alexis being like the main leader of the group. Super gay vampire lady. Because, what else? Yeah, she's cool, kind of hot-headed, but yeah. I won't give an in-depth character analysis on everyone unless this ends up going on for a long-ass time. Because essentially, I'm just turning my gameplay videos into a podcast at this point, which is honestly kind of what I want. What was I saying? Oh yeah. His problem was that it went a bit too fast, and that everyone kind of blended together. It was... He couldn't tell who was who. He couldn't teleport his... He couldn't teleport his Silver from his Cyrus. So... I don't know what to change about that. My major problem with all this is that I have a hard time filling space. I go from event to event pretty damn quickly. And although to me, that kind of writing is satisfying. I like it when things have a nice, good pace. Events happen, characters talk, and get things done at relatively compact amounts of time. I can understand how some people would find that difficult to really comprehend and read in such a short amount of time. And I know the characters. I know them already. I don't need a huge amount of time to get used to them. I know the worlds. I've been working on this shit for so long. I'm used to it. But other people don't have that. And that's kind of hard for me to account for. So, I'm probably just going to have to keep going back and editing the story as it is over the next couple of years, because it's definitely not going to be finished in 2021. So I'm going to keep working with it, see what I can do to improve, hopefully get better at just adding filler, which sounds like a bad thing to have in your story. But honestly, if you didn't have filler in a book, they'd last like 100 pages for fucking Lord of the Rings. So I need to learn to fill time. So that's gonna be a challenge. Another challenge is balancing my characters. As I said, of the main characters, there are 7, which is a lot. Well, actually, there are 8 total. And Chapter 7, which I'm on right now, is adding 2 more. These are all characters that I've come up with over the years that I just could not part with. And there were going to be more. There was going to be a cast of 15, which is insanity. Even this 8 might be too much for me. And I legitimately... quick spoiler, I guess, quote-unquote, even though the story might not ever even come out, and no one will probably care either way. One of the main characters, Sally, one of the ones who just got introduced, or is getting introduced at the moment in Chapter 7, she dies pretty early on compared to the others. And that was always planned. That's been planned for years now. But even then, that leaves me with 9 main characters to balance for the entire, like, 30-something part, or 30-something chapter book that I planned out. Is likely going to reach near 1,000 pages, in all honesty. Maybe not, I don't know. It's taken 6 chapters to get to 100, so just by logic it would be like 500 pages. Not that bad, actually. Unless chapters start getting longer, which they might have to in order to fit in all the detail and little notes that I have. Bene. Speaking Italian, I don't know. We'll see. It's still a lot of characters to balance over an incredibly large amount of time. And only some of them even have, like, planned, like, moments where they get super fleshed out or have some epiphany or whatever. Oh, that was a dick move, man. Like, some characters like Annabella and Skylar, who I won't reveal their current importance at the moment, just in case anyone who cares watches this. They are important to the story. They're kind of integral to the plot as of Chapter 8, which I have yet to write, but I have the entire series planned out, so I know what's going to happen, even if I don't know how I'm going to write it. They don't really have a big moment for it. They have, at least not in Book 1, which, yeah, I'm planning this being a series, don't judge me. I went back in my little world-building phase, I had so much that I wanted to tell. But I didn't have the capacity to do it, so some of these parts may not even end up getting written, because it's so long. Yeah, they never really had a full arc planned for them, which is not great. Sorry. But, I mean, yeah, cutting, well, those two, when they're gone, because they won't be in the majority of the series, well, I will say that. They're not dead, but they will be just absent for most of them. When they're gone, it's going to make it a lot simpler, and when Sally's gone, it's going to bring the characters down even more. The character amounts, not the character quality-wise. So that'll be easier to handle, but that'll still be, out of 10 characters, 7 left to handle. And that's still a lot. It's still a lot to balance. I don't know if I'm gonna have to kill someone else off, which I really don't want to do, but there is one character I'm looking at right now that I could honestly see going. he's not integral to the... She, actually, is not integral to the plot in any way, shape, or form. It's just there as a character. I don't have anything special for her planned out yet, although I might do that, because she's very sorely underdeveloped as of now. Initially, her entire, like, character was that she was a Mary Sue. And she was supposed to, like, be there to make fun of. But as I've developed the story more, I've kind of not wanted to do that, because that's a boring as hell character. But there's a reason Mary Sues are so condemned. It's because they're ass. Even if you're making fun of them, they're just not good to have in a story. They're not entertaining, they're not fun, they're just there. So, like, I don't know. You know, I had a really good joke planned out for this recording session, but honestly, I don't know how I'm gonna fit it in. So if you hear something really fucking awkward happen out of nowhere, like a really weird joke, it's because I didn't know how else to fit it in. I want to get that done before it either gets really late, and I have to stop the recording, or whatever happens, I don't know. But yeah. Story still has a lot of work left to go for it. And already balancing characters is kind of hard to do. I am being a bit heavy-handed. Well, not heavy-handed. I'm giving certain characters more development than others. But I honestly, it's kind of hard to tell who, which, if that makes any sense. Because, like, I've been doing it in phases. In the first couple chapters, Silver and Alexis got the most development. Then after that, it was Skylar and Sean. Then Natalie, then Sean again. I don't know, it's weird. Maybe I could actually continue doing that for the rest of the story. At least the beginning parts. Do development in phases. Make things a little easier to handle, but that would also make it a bit less clean to read. I don't know. Things are weird and things are hard. Really? That was like a quadruple whammy. Yeah, also, another big thing. For a long ass time, my story had some... I didn't know how I was gonna make it arc. Like, I didn't know how I was gonna make the story last any decent amount of time. Because, like, the main villain, the first part, I didn't think it was enough to keep a story going for that long. I wanted to tell more than just the story of that guy, that bad boy. I didn't want the entire story to be about one one super bad villain, as well as his like lesser villains that get built up throughout the series, which I am still including lesser villains, but I want a greater threats to be in every part. I want there to be something major for everyone to be working towards. I want there to be a purpose to the series. But like that villain, as cool as he is, and as much as I like him, he's not threatening enough to be like a full-scale entire series villain. Like, he's dangerous. Don't get me wrong. He's not like a pussy that the entire team somehow cannot beat for an entire 37-part series. It was 37. I think I shortened it. Fuck. But he's definitely not like universal, multiversal collapse levels of dangerous. He's definitely universe conquering levels of dangerous, but he's not. Universe conquering means nothing in this series because it's all about dimensional travel. So no matter how strong you are on like a physical scale, how easily you could take over an entire universe, you're not strong enough. It's not strong enough. So there had to be a bigger, more major multiversal threat. I did finally add that, but it was very, very difficult to come up with a suitable villain for that role. So I ended up coming up with an interesting way of doing things in which the villain is pulling the strings, so to say, and that's kind of relevant to their like entire shtick. Like, not to say every villain should be that gimmicky, because she is kind of gimmicky, or at least she has a very specific. I did something with her, I'll just say her, that I do think is kind of clever. Initially, I was going to make the author, as in a stand-in for me to be the main villain, and she kind of stems from that. Like, she's not the author of the book. She's not a stand-in for me. Because I'm not a female. But she is kind of based off of that idea, or the scraps of it. In a very weird way. And the kind of threat she brings is actually multiversal. There's more of a threat than just, oh no, this guy's gonna kill somebody. It's, oh no, the entire multiverse and all known existence is going to collapse if she doesn't get fucking stopped. Or at least theoretically, all known life existence is going to get stopped. It's kind of ambiguous. And that's intentional. I want her to be sort of, or just her influence in general, to be sort of like looming mysterious threat that we don't know if we're really in that much danger, but we don't want to sit by idly and just check it out. If that makes any sense. Oh my god, leave me the fuck alone. What else should I say about her? I don't know. I don't know what else to add. It's a cool villain idea in my opinion. I honestly don't like her, personally, as much as the other characters, or other villains in general. In fact, one of the, non-main baddies from the first book, the ones that are, still, enemies that the heroes have to overcome, but are less, world-destroying, I guess? Or at least aren't as persistent and direct a threat. What the fuck was that? But yeah, the specific villain that I'm talking about ends up getting elevated to the main villain in one of the parts. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep that, but I also don't know. I'm also going to do... No, I'm actually not gonna spoil that far. Never mind. Once again, I don't know if anyone's gonna care, or if I'm even gonna end up finishing this. But if I do, I don't want to have it spoiled by this one fucking Hollow Knight video. So, that was, almost a bit. That was certainly some conversation topic, wasn't it? That was about as high quality of an explanation as I usually give when I'm not on camera. As I said, I, like to talk to my... Well, no, I don't think I said. I do like to talk to myself a lot, about topics and shit that I would talk about on camera. And, I address the audience. I have an intro and shit that I don't actually have. It was back from when I was gonna be... as a child, I was always like, ooh, look at these hot new Minecraft YouTubers. I want to be one of those. I want to cover Minecraft mod showcases and address my audience in a cool, unique way with a flashy intro. It was so bad. But I even composed an intro thing for it. I say composed when I just hummed something. And I still remember it. I still remember the tune. It's really short, so I mean, it was kind of hard to forget. Yeah, but back then, I came up with just a quick little, hello everyone, this is Ripsix. That was my intro. That was going to be my intro. But then I was like, I don't need that. I'm not fucking, like, formal. No one on the internet's ever formal. So, like, why have a consistent intro if I'm not gonna be, like, actual channel with an educational shit to it, or, like, like, this isn't a TV show, it's not Epithet Erased or Has Been Hotel, it doesn't deserve something as classy as an intro. Fuck. And I also don't need to have an introductory thing like, hello, internet. Hey, everybody. I don't need that. I don't have a purpose for that. This is all casual. I'm talking not to everybody, but more so just myself, and hoping that people listen and find it entertaining. I can't even fit the word invincible all the way on the screen. Yeah, so today was a nice quality increase from my usual shit. Because I actually had a topic that I was invested in and wanted to talk about, instead of just rambling about completely random shit every 10 seconds with complete silence in the middle. That was weird. I jumped as soon as I fucking could, man. Java sounds so loud that you shit your whole self. And back to silence. I don't know what else to say. I do want to make that joke, but also, like, no. So stupid and so needlessly loud. It's like, okay, I told people my fucking Slim Jim joke from last night at my lunch table today, because I am still in school. I have a life. I have friends. Although I'm not sure I can classify most of those people as friends. Although Sander is there. He's definitely a friend. You know Sander. He's been on recordings before, which makes him an important character to the plot. What plot? Oh, I'll tell you once I form one. I fucking hate you. Dick. No, you're not doing this shit. Well, I told my Slim Jim joke people at my lunch table. And it was a fucking riot. People laughed, people enjoyed it. And then other random impressions started popping up, specifically Emperor Palpatine as an edgy emo kid, and Yoda as his Karen mother. I feel like I'm being put on the spot right now, and I did it to myself. And one of the people is like, oh my god, it was Yoda. Bring me cupcakes now. The little snack ones you can eat in one bite. No, Ma. Red velvet and chocolate are not the same. And then we had fucking Yoda being like, little shit you are being. Shoto. What? Shoto. No, Mom, don't. Shoto. What's Shoto? Shoto, this stick up your ass! Okay. that was it. I don't know why. I thought, okay. That probably just fell fucking flat, but to me, that was the goddamn pinnacle of comedy, and I just punched my wall while in the fucking Pure Vessel fight. My knuckle was in immense pain, and I took too much damage. Help. No. Life is over. Life is over because Palpatine wouldn't eat his fucking chocolate cupcakes. He wanted red velvet. And what kind of a mother would Yoda be not to get him fucking red velvet? Speak to the manager, I will. Imagine Yoda, except he had that, like, weird vocal quality that all Muppets had. But I don't know if they still do have that sort of, like, weirdness to them. There's just something about them. It's hard to place, but every Muppet voice just sounded... like, it had this weird, almost nasally tone to it. It's hard to specifically, like, describe what I'm talking about. Like...
Mentally challenged Yoda sounds. Absolute radiance Yoda shall die to. Shooter, the stick up your ass.
Oh my god. I'm gonna burp. I just did. No, I have not practiced since yesterday. You saw my last attempt at this fight. Ah, dick. Dick biscuit. Dick biscuit. I hate how fast those nails are summoned. Oh no. My god, I have the health to heal to full for once. Or the soul to heal to full for once.
Health Yoda fuse. spry enough to help you, young whippersnapper, into your bed.
Yoda the sex offender, everybody. No one expected it. Everyone wanted it. Yeah, right after they spawn, those weird orbs have a bit of, like, invulnerability where they can pass through anything. But it doesn't make them intangible, they can still hit you. Clearly it doesn't last that long, though, because it died pretty quick there. I don't know what I was supposed to do about that. Oh my god, yep, I'm dead. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Yep, okay. Had a good run. Good times were had by all. Nice things were said.
Yoda gang raped Emperor Palpatine.
And that's about it. That's all I've got to say. Many lives were ended, including my own. Oh my god. Doesn't align correctly.